Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BV Live podcast, where you're here right inside of the BVLive.com studios. And our guest today, we've got none other than Mr. Lucas Jagneaux. How you doing, man? Look, I'm gonna give you a little bump right here, since we got all these microphones in the way.
Yeah,
can't really reach.
Hard to work around a handshake.
I am Adam Drake. We've got JerrodLane right over there, and that's a cool Joe Stan Band shirt, by the way.
It is.
I just noticed that.
Midwest is AF.
Yeah.
I usually like to say the real words, but
yeah, this is a children's television show.
Yeah, well, I can't quit prompting me to say some bad things.
I mean,
I don't know how to cuss. I'm worse than a sailor.
We can do
old
bleeps,
baseball guy.
right?
That's all we do is just F-bombs left and right.
Tex can throw some bleeps in there, right? Can you help us with that, like live as it's going? Yeah, there we go. That's how we'll do it.
Solved.
No, Lucas Jagneaux here with us, getting ready to play the Palace Theater here in downtown Bryan. Molly McDonald is going to be opening the show. She's amazing as well.
Yes, sir.
But let's talk about you, man.
Just what he wants to do.
He's like, that's my favorite topic of conversation.
I should never ask.
No, I got to know you, and I got to see you for the first time at Mile Zero Fest a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And Jared was like, you got to check this guy out. And I was like, Jagneaux, all right. I like me some Cajun. I like how this rolls, and man, instantly blown away by you. But really, to me, the full band performance was great. But my favorite thing that I've seen from you so far is when you actually played our kickoff show last year, and it was you acoustic, and man, you had everybody in the palm of your hands.
He doesn't want to admit that.
It was great.
Dude,
it was great.
But you really did.
We had so many people coming up to us afterwards and saying, who is that guy? Can we have him for something? I mean, then you got a gig at the Dixie Chicken out of that. And,
the Dubecks.
Yeah.
Rick Dubeck.
So is that just kind of a natural thing for you to hop up there? Have you kind of always had that charisma when you get on stage? Or is it something you've picked up through the years playing?
Man, I picked it up. Definitely picked it up. Obviously, when I first got started, I was doing good just to make it through a list of songs. I attribute a lot of it to growing up playing music, not in a live concert, if you will, setting, but more with my family and friends, like get together at a party, campfires. If it was too hot for campfire, we were inside playing pool or something, and I'd just have the guitar out, and we'd share stories and, talk about what songs meant to us and which ones were the best, and we'd pull them out, play them all, sing them all night long, and it kind of just became I love the hangout kind of feeling that you get when you just get to talk and share stories and then play the song, and
which is my favorite part. But
yeah,
you bring up a good point, and because your brother's in the band.
Yep.
Drummer mainly, right? And
yes,
that's all he's done, right? That I know of. But he'll sing every once in a while.
You're right, correct. But, yeah. As far as like playing music in the band, yes, just the drummer. But he's always taken on kind of a tour management kind of role. Okay. Always the dude reaching out and talking to everybody.
And I know your mom, and everybody loves your mom that's been around you. And it's great family, what y'all do, and tours around a little bit with y'all, or at least follows you.
As much as
and brings her own crowd to any show. And you're like, all right, that's right. Tammy's here. Like, you just
she'll go to a restaurant beforehand and talk to people like, my son's playing. Y'all want to come and hang out?
I don't think
and bring
everybody. My son.
Yeah.
She's just like, you just need to go to that show.
But my son is
he's pretty damn good.
She'll tell a few people. She says she tries to hang back and not be that mom.
That's BS. But it's funny is you going back into what you said. It's like, I'd play the guitar. How long before everybody stopped telling you to quit playing? As a little kid, you're just in a strum and you're horrible, right? And then eventually you get the hang of it, and they're like, Lucas, why don't you get on the guitar and play? Like,
you're sounding better now. You're not just the kid going ring, ring, ring.
Come in now, yeah. No, guitar came easy, and it was what's the word? It was encouraged a lot more than some other things I've tried. Like I tried the fiddle. I still play the fiddle a little bit, but when I first started playing the fiddle, I was living with my grandmother at the time, and she was like,
"Hell no,
you got to go out in the garage, because that sounds like a dying cat right now." So
is that how she says it?
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like, "Oh baby, you're sweet."
No, it wasn't sweet. That was not my sweetheart grandma. That was my Mamaw Pat, man. She shoots you straight. She doesn't care. No punches held. So.
As a dad of a drummer, I feel that pain. I'm like, dude, I need you to not even in the garage. I need you to go 17,000 houses away, and you can just thump all day long that you want to. Yeah. And I'm not nice about it either. I'm like, dude, I need you to stop.
Or at least have some rhythm.
Oh, but I mean, he's good. He's got the rhythm.
Okay.
It's just so loud. I'm like, dude,
Well, it's like our favorite
calm
local band, JMG band. Man, they like to crank it up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
They do a live band karaoke thing. We just had it on First Friday. Love the guys; they're awesome. But about the second hour in, I'm like, guys, this is a small room we got back here. I was like, yeah, I gotta crank this down.
Yeah.
So learning to play, having those backyard barbecues and bonfires, or when it's too cold in Yankee part of Louisiana, you bring it in. That's what it's called. I had to throw that
Our
little
producer
noodle in
today texts us like, I got one in there. I got it. I wrote that.
there. When did you figure out that, you know what, I'm actually good enough? I think we can do this.
Oh man, so I started playing guitar at 17, just alone. Lived in an apartment in Shreveport, and that's literally all I did. We had moved there for my junior year of high school, and I met 5 to 7 friends tops all year. So I didn't do a lot of running and hanging out.
Yeah.
I played guitar before school. I played guitar after school all the way till it was bedtime. So I did that, and always knew. This sounds arrogant, and it's not, but I always knew I could do it if I just put the practice in. And so like I would sit and just, at this time, YouTube was just coming on the scene. Google, obviously, you could look up any song you wanted to learn, and if I didn't know a chord, I would search the chord and know like how to make a G. You know,
What's a chord?
Yeah, exactly. And so I would just find that, and then I'd find my favorite songs. Hank Williams Jr., Lynyrd Skynyrd was kind of probably the top 2 that I learned at first.
Not
And,
bad.
I knew I liked
Not
you.
bad.
started learning all that, man, and I knew like I met a buddy, his name was Travis May in Shreveport, who played guitar already, and he showed me a few chords as well, and we would jam, and we actually started writing songs.
Yeah.
I would not sing them for you today, but we broke that
listen,
mold right
we
there.
we
Were
now
you
have the
trying to
guitar
rap,
right
too?
here. We need you to pick it up and play these early
Play
songs.
one of
That's
those 17-year-old songs, yeah.
when did you feel comfortable with that, with that writing aspect of it? Because that's
Man.
to me would probably be the hardest part. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've seen a lot of fools who can get up and strum a guitar and sound pretty decent.
Yeah.
But that writing aspect of it,
That took longer. It
Yeah.
took a lot longer to get comfortable because it's easy to sing. I mean, not easy for anybody, but I mean, to me at that time, it was easy to play all those songs that I had already learned versus impressing people with something I actually wrote.
yeah,
But I do recall one time I had written this song that was super like cheesy, sad, old George Strait kind of sounding song, and I had brought it to my buddy at a party, and I had printed the lyrics off. This is back before you could just rip it out on your phone, and I had printed the lyrics off, and I read it to him, and he was like, "Dude, that's amazing." Of course, it's not that great, but to him it was, and I was like, "I'm gonna play it tonight." So getting that affirmation from people when I would sneak one in every now and then,
Yeah.
Just get you
they
the
kinda
next step.
got the confidence up, but there were some bad songs in there that I wouldn't, again, I wouldn't do them today, but they got me where I'm at. And I would say I got comfortable writing so kind of the next step in my musical journey was I got into a band. There's a bunch of guys that were all older than me, all seasoned, musicians who had been playing in bars and stuff back home. And I was just the guitar player. And they wanted me to sing a few songs here and there. But once
look, I wrote this really sad sounding George Strait. When y'all hear that, like, no, let's do this other one.
Yeah,
We're doing Leonard.
We're playing the Firehouse Saloon, man. We don't want to keep these people crying. So, but after that, kind of, of course, they all had jobs and grandkids and things like that just kind of
Grandkids?
I mean, they were older.
They were
seasoned.
And I loved them all, but I kind of realized that
Paw.
it was kind of fizzling out, and we kind of weren't playing a lot of shows. I wanted to play more shows, and so I got Tobin, my brother, and Bates Bell, my bass player. And the summer Tobin graduated, Bates' dad, Dennis, who's an amazing singer, songwriter, musician, he always had this killer band space, for him and his guys.
Yeah.
And so full PA, speakers, drums, guitars.
It was kismet, man. Like that was meant to be.
Oh, yeah. And so
You're like, Bates, you're my best friend.
against probably most people's better judgment, he let us in there to just kind of have free reign. And so we started practicing, just learning songs together. And so there was a lot of cover songs. And we started writing together probably 2012, 12,
with
Yeah.
Dennis
13-ish.
or Barry.
Some with Dennis, just me
Okay.
and him.
Yeah.
And then with as far as me and the guys, though, we started writing our own stuff probably around the 2012, 13-ish area. So it took me a while before I would just go get up and play several of them that I had written for other people.
But you and I have had this conversation. I mean, when we've had you on our deal before, and in between, I've asked is like, but I've noticed some of the conversations that we've had that you have actually mentioned. It's like you've been in this scene a lot longer than most people think. Like,
Yeah,
you've kind of made your rounds to Nashville and back. Not that you've stayed in Nashville a lot, but
Right,
you've done some rights there. You've done it, but you've been connected with some bigger names in the industry a lot longer than you're saying. We started at 17 and did in the garage. That's bullshit. Like you've been playing with some around with a lot and doing some big, name festivals. And I mean, there's a reason.
Yeah,
and
sure, yeah.
And
my
passing
life,
that on.
My life in the music business changed in 2019. Texas Music Pickers songwriting contest there at the Tap. I won it.
Yeah,
And
we're my
then,
tap shirt today.
Oh, there you
There
go.
it is. And so that opened the door to meeting Kim Bryan. She had Kyle come down for the final round, and they invited me.
And there was Mile Zero Fest.
Mile
There was
Zero Fest. They invited me to Mile
Kyle
Zero
Carter.
Fest on
Gotcha.
the spot, like in front of everybody. And so it was kind of one of those hype moments where, not only did I get invited, but I got invited in front of the whole crowd there at the Tap, and it just kind of really cool, And
John
once
Whittington didn't bring you back to the
once
Tap.
yeah, we went back.
Okay.
We went back a couple times.
Good.
But once that door swung open, a lot happened.
How does it feel getting that invitation? Because you look at a thing like Mile Zero Fest, and to me, it is one of the best festivals I've ever been to in my life. Like it is just absolutely amazing. They treat the artists right, and there's so many just great artists that are roaming around this entire island in Key West. What is it like to get that call and then you look at your name next to I don't want to mention anybody's name because I don't want to leave anybody off, but Wade's played and Randy's played and Turnpike and Cody Jinks.
Right.
I mean, we can just go on. What is it like seeing your name up there with them?
It was amazing. It was surreal, honestly. And probably the most surreal thing about it was, so I met my wife in 2018, and we started dating in like November of 2018, and so January was just around the corner for 19. And she was like, check this music festival out, showing me the Instagram and showing me the highlights from the year before. And she's like, we got to go to this one day. We got to go to this one day. And I was like, well, we can't go this year because it was already November and December, and I'm like,
Sold out.
January is, that's quick. And so I said, but we'll go next year. And I got invited.
So you didn't go and just be a fan. You got to go play it.
That was crazy. But as far as seeing my name with those other guys, man, that was just something cool.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the
We didn't go anywhere.
BVLive.com studios. Magic. We were talking Mile Zero Fest a while ago, man, and how great it was to play that. I don't know. I don't want to assume you might have gotten a call already, but if you could have your own Mile Zero Fest, right?
Oh, man.
Give me 3 artists that you're going, I'd like that
who's
guy.
Who's your 3 headliners?
I'd like this person. Yeah, give me 3 nights. Give me a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You can't do 3 nights. There's like 8 people to play a night.
Yeah. But your 3 headliners. Your Thursday night big headliner, Friday night big headliner. Give me 3 guys. And listen, I look right here. I'm not saying he's got any inside baseball knowledge at all.
No, I don't.
But I'm just curious.
By the way,
who his 3 would be. Jared, do you have 3 off the top of your head who you'd like?
dude,
That would be like reasonable to get to, by the way.
It sounds, I guess, kind of typical, but I'm a huge Turnpike fan. Love Turnpike Troubadours. Always have. Got turned on to them in 2015, and then we went to a show when they played in Bossier City, and it was
Playing Bossier City.
like I got kicked in the chest out there in the audience. So I've always been a fan of them. We did see Whiskey Myers there one year, and they put on just insane show.
That's my number one.
That would be the one on mine too.
But I'm a different fan. Like, and how I got into this of anything, and I can kind of, because you're a traditional, I don't want to say completely traditional. When you're the full band, it's a lot of live, it's a lot of energy in it, as it should be. But you guys are like true honky tonk band. Like,
yeah.
Like, if Harry's was still here, I'd want you guys playing Harry's. Like, we need to get those people up and we need to get them dancing and doing that. You guys are a phenomenal band. Like, now Turnpike, I think it's a boring show.
Oh,
like, no disrespect to the guys. I think they've seen, I mean, the songwriting's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, it's some of the best songwriting I've probably heard. I love their songs. I love what Evan puts out there, RC puts out there. I love the band. But every time I see him, I'm like, okay, he's just a tall George Strait. You're just going to stand there and sing?
When Nick starts going on that fiddle, man, I'm hooked. I'm right there.
Yeah.
So you weren't here. You weren't at Mile Zero this past year. Stephen Wilson Jr. Like, you weren't here this past year. Yeah. Was phenomenal. Like, crazy stage presence show. Not traditional country by any means. Like,
right.
I mean, honestly, it's like on the cusp of not being any country.
Yeah.
But it's so unique. It's kind of cool. But I wouldn't put him on my top billing either. But
so Jared has the wrong answer. I
thought
of another one.
Okay.
One more for me would be Silverado, who was on Mike and the Moon Pies.
Yes. I remember half of their show.
Another one that we got to open for them one time, which I've seen them at Mile Zero too. But the first experience, I think, is what locks it into my mind. Is we got to open for them in Brenham at 4 Star back when that place, I don't even know what it is now, but
that's a name I don't even know.
I don't
That's
remember.
Interesting because that's not too far from here. That's part of our Brazos Valley.
I think it was open for a couple years, and maybe the owner passed or something like that. Great guy, loved music, had a beautiful place, and we opened for them one year. And my brother Tobin, drummer, who had been trying to tell me about these guys, and I'm one of those people that, it takes me a while. When you start telling me about somebody to check out, I'm not going to go immediately and check it out. I don't know why.
If I don't, I'm going to forget. So I have to be the one that has to check it with them.
I'm a little more like that. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, if I remember it, I'll look it up.
So Turnpike, Silverado, and did you say Whiskey Myers on that too?
Yeah.
Was that Man, I think Whiskey Myers, to me, that's a show that I have not seen in far too long. Like, I love those kids. I say kids because I remember when they were 19, 20 years old, coming to the studio, and Cody Cannon didn't know how to give an interview, and I'm like, dude, we're just talking. He's like, yeah, man, yeah, cool, man.
He doesn't
care. Yeah. But I loved them because they were such great kids. They were such great people, and to see their rise has just been amazing.
Oh yeah. It was overdue, I'm sure, in their book.
Yeah.
It was, they'd been at it for a while.
Well, I saw probably my favorite show I've ever seen live was them at the Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do Red Rocks until they were the headliner.
Yeah.
And they would not do it. Yeah. So they did that, Shane Smith and Southall. And Southall is one of my favorites that really hasn't gotten their due.
Yeah, they don't really get. The kid's really good too. I like him. And
they're
they're on that more rockin' side of stuff too.
Yeah. To me, they're the true. That's almost not. Shane Smith is such a intricate and unique.
Absolutely.
But so much energy.
Unlike anything else.
So they're one of mine that would probably be on that headliner. You got Whiskey Myers, Shane Smith, Silverado, arguably, especially at Mile Zero, because they love Mile Zero. They kill it. The fans that go to that, they love those guys. When they come out in tracksuits one year, they just did all this. Like, it's Mike's crazy anyways, and then they do it right.
Absolutely.
I remember seeing them for the first time. They came to the Tap, and I think this was just after I got out of radio. And they're like, "Hey, I'm Mike from Mike and the Moon Pies," and I look over, I'm like, "Really? That's your band name?" And they were great. They knew it was a joke. Like they were in on it because they named themselves that. But it was just real fun to see them then. And I was like, "Yeah, these guys are really good, man. They might They might have something going, and then all these years later, they're like, everybody at Mile Zero Fest loves them. Wait, I started to talk with my hands again. I was afraid the cameras started going off. No talking with hands.
For as small as Mike is, I mean, of course, I'm a big guy. I get it. Mike's a small guy.
Mike's a little dude,
but that guy has more confidence than 10 people.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's what carries him is that he didn't care.
Yeah.
And it's funny is that we have a local guy here who's a giant of a man. He's 6'8" that used to play in the band, like in the garage, just hang out. And now he's an attorney here in town, and he does wrestling, and it's awesome. But it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is in the water over there that y'all have? Because he's an attorney and he's a wrestler on the other side of things, and I'm like, what was in the water over there that y'all hung out and did this, and you got that guy's confidence and your confidence to go, I'm gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
If the music thing didn't work out, what was your backup plan? Did you think maybe you can go be a wrestler?
Wrestling.
I mean,
wrestling was big on my list back when I was probably 10.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my brother had the belts.
Oh, that
and
wrestling.
We had
now you're talking Adam's language.
Yeah,
You're talking
sorry. No, he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
We'll go Southern on it. All right, Mid South Coliseum.
That is Adam's language right there.
But yeah, I could see you as a wrestler. You and your brother.
Yeah,
do a little. Yeah, I would love that.
What's the wrestling name?
I think you're just the
Jagneaux bros.
I hadn't thought of it, man.
You're just the Jagneaux, man. I think that's perfect.
Oh, the Cajun Jagneaux.
Yeah,
that's right.
What was it? Wasn't there like a wrestling like duo that was something like that, like the Swamp Brothers or some shit like that?
There have been many terrible gimmicks of stereotypical Southerners.
That's what you need to do.
Godwin
That's
brothers.
How you get back on Mile. You guys get back to Mile Zero, you're gonna have to wear a whole wrestling outfit.
Oh my gosh!
You don't want to.
Hey, we might have time tonight before you hit the stage over here at the Palace. We can go get you some wrestling garb, man. We'll throw some belts on you.
Man, nobody wants to see that.
I'm not saying you got to wear the underwear.
Give me 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
You need to do the sleeveless shirts with, and
the one piece.
Yeah.
the one piece.
Singlet. We'll get technical and call it a singlet. No, what was step number 2? What was option number 2 for you?
Man, I always struggled with that. I really did. Of course, a few things have come and gone. I think always in the back of my mind, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, but always in the back of my mind was my grandfather. He started a car dealership back in, I don't even know when he started it, but he dropped out of school in the 8th grade, ended up working for a repo company, and then he wound up in Shreveport, met my grandmother, and then he started a car dealership, which my dad, his brother, and my brother all have worked at and still do, except my grandfather, he passed away, but the other 3 are still owning and operating that business. And I've always thought, well, if nothing else could work out possibly.
Well, this is funny. It's like, because you're the second artist we've had on here
sitting in that chair saying,
I got a car dealership.
Corey Morrow. Corey's doing his own car dealership.
No kidding.
But it's more used car, like doing wholesale and like,
yeah, that's
like taking some. He wants to do more of the hot rod kind of wholesaling.
Yeah. He wants to tinker.
He wants to do it more fun.
Yours
is more what I grew up in the car dealership. So my dad was a mechanic and a service tech for. You call him a mechanic, I guess that's faux pas anyway. I don't know, but he's a mechanic in my book. But so I lived in dealerships. I grew up with it. I was a car sales guy for a little bit. So I mean, I know how bad you don't want to do it.
Well, it's never been. It's
great money.
Crazy enough, I'm the only one that hadn't had any part of it, but I mean, it's always been in the back of my mind, kind of like, and not in a negative way, but like if I absolutely couldn't figure this out, I have something that I can do.
So I do have to ask you: do you do the car dealerships jingle?
I think you would have to.
No, how are you not?
I haven't,
dude.
Yet.
If you were my brother or my, I'd be turning around like, all right, we need a new jingle. This
Triple
one.
J Motors. Triple J Motors.
Okay. Used dealership or okay. So not a Chevy dealership.
No.
Okay.
No.
See,
Oh my God.
I'm already thinking of
All right.
taglines and everything else. I'd be like, all right, here.
How have y'all
make
not
me
come
some.
up with something like, grab the guitar. I bet you can come up with a jingle in about 5 minutes.
Jagneaux Motors financing. We won't say no. I got you.
Triple J.
We will say no.
You better be a 715.
They got out of the financing game.
I'm glad you have not had to fall back to number 2 yet, because you do have a great voice, a great sound. Everything you're doing right now is great. What else have you got lined up? Do you have any new music? Anything else that people need to look forward to?
Absolutely, yes. So the umbrella over our band life for the last 9 months has been the new, well, probably longer than that, but at least since we started recording, was our new record that we got coming soon. At this point, I wish I had an announcement for you when it would be out, when you could find it, but
no dates, nothing.
No dates right now. I can tell you this, that we're finished. We are awaiting mastering from the studio, final track listing, how we want it to be ordered, and then we've got to get some art, finalized.
Well, look, we got a fantastic photographer here in studio with us right now.
Well, we've got the pictures.
Oh, well, hell,
we've got it all. We just haven't finalized it yet.
All right.
Tex thought he was getting a job.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out, bud.
Haven't laid the gavel down on it yet, but we're close. We're close.
So are you doing vinyl on this, or are you kind of going to come out with vinyl?
Yeah, we're going to print a vinyl. We will have a bunch of vinyl by the time it gets done. I think the minimum order is like 300.
Oh, man.
And so we're going to have a stack of vinyls.
So I'm going to see, you'll probably do a big pre-sale push type of deal for the vinyl.
Excuse me.
Like some commemorative.
The Yellow Bellies just hit just right sometimes.
Like, good luck with them singing tonight.
Yeah, so you guys probably already know, but for those who don't, we did a crowdfunding campaign for the album. And so a lot of our fans stepped up and bought these packages that we came up with, some merch packages, and a lot of those will contain a vinyl if you got to that tier of, contribution. And so a lot of those are already going out. But then, of course, when we do like a true release, those people will get it first, and then we'll have, a bunch of promotion, letting everybody know that it's coming, and then it's here, and then
cool. Planning
to get busy, line up a bunch.
So you're going to do an album release concert anywhere?
I would love to. It's not in, obviously not planned out yet, but that would be a great idea.
What about some insight to the record? Anything in there that might throw traditional fans for a loop? Anything on there that's like, oh man, I didn't expect that from these guys?
Man, I would say most of our diehard fans have already heard all of the songs, maybe with the exception of a couple that just don't get played out just because of the vibe, I guess, doesn't quite fit a live.
Those sad slit your wrist kind of songs.
Exactly.
You're like,
wow, you went strong.
Hey, look, that's what it is. Going back to the Whiskey Myers, Broken Window Serenade. Don't play that on the way to somebody, on the way to work one morning, because people are just going to veer off the road. It's that sad. You know what I mean?
Don't play that.
Let's just
while you're headed
be
to
honest with
your
it.
meth girlfriends.
Yeah.
Man, for the average listener, people who may just be barely familiar with us, there's been a couple of really cool co-writes on this one that kind of changed the direction of a few of the songs. Adam Hood, I wrote
it's one of our favorites.
A song called "Nobody Tell Laurie" with Adam Hood.
Yeah.
Y'all have heard that one.
We know that one pretty well.
And then
I thought that was released already, though.
No, it hadn't been released yet.
It's just been stuck in my head
It's
ever
been
since.
flowing out. A few little black market videos have hit the winter.
It's definitely not my favorite of yours, but it is one of the tops.
Yeah, it's a very
not
interesting
my favorite either.
So people who are like, what are they talking about? You want to give a little backstory to that real quick?
Oh yeah. I mean, it started.
It's actually a fun story.
It started out as a really stupid, just jabbing and what do you call it? We were just
screwing around.
Yeah, riffing. Me and the guys were on a road trip. It's debated where we were headed. I've said one thing at a show, and then the guys have been like, "We weren't headed there. We were going to, we were going to Angleton." And so I was like, okay, well, I don't care where.
Well, that's
we're
when you
going.
say Angleton doesn't make for a good story.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
were headed
whatever.
to Fort Worth,
Yeah.
We're going to
College
Billy
State.
Bob's.
We were headed to Brazos Valley Music Association.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how I remember that song coming about. Driving here. No. Yeah. So y'all were riffing,
But
hanging out on the bus.
car, as far as I remember, the car was completely quiet. I was driving. I've always been a huge Keith Whitley fan. My mind is always twisting words and just any little turn of phrase I can find to make a song out of, even if it's stupid, I'll run with it for a little bit at least. And so I got to thinking about this line, and it was just looping in my mind. And then I ended up, before I even started singing it, I asked the guys, I was like, do you guys think Laurie knew anything about Amy? Because obviously it's a stupid question because Laurie's actually a real person. Amy's just a fictional character from this song. And
of course, talking about Tell Laurie I Love Her and Laurie Morgan.
Keith Whitley song, and then Miami, my Amy. And there have been a couple more people who have released some songs that kind of drop Miami, my Amy in it. And it's kind of gaining popularity. It had a trend on TikTok for a while last year, I think. And so it was kind of fresh, rolling through everybody's mind again. And I asked the guys that question. We laughed and started talking, and then I just started singing. And nobody tell Laurie my Amy came back to town. Thinking she left, went to Miami, and, the song portrays it like he, went and met her and blah, blah, blah. But then he comes back and writes nobody. Tell Laurie I love her, but don't tell her that my other old lady came back.
It's a very interesting way to look at it, man. When I heard it for the first time at Mile Zero, I was like, all right, I'm kind of digging where this is going. I was like, poor Laurie. Like,
right.
But I'm going to say, the way you just said that, y'all were definitely going to Angleton. That was a long trip.
Just put that in there, yeah. That's right. That's exactly right.
All right, so no word on when that's going to come out, but it will be coming out.
It is coming out, man. It's done. It's we're waiting on the last little the star on the Christmas tree, man. Is all that's.
Well, let's just say it's coming out in Christmas. We'll put that star up there. Then.
I wanted to ask you something that I don't know that I've heard this or not, but have you done any duets?
No. I'm trying to make sure I'm telling the truth there. I've talked about it and discussed it before, but it never.
I mean, the only reason I asked, I started thinking about something because you talked about kind of a play on another song, but another one of our local artists that went to school here is kind of getting on the big thing with the Big Loud Texas is Juliana Rankin. She did kind of a twist off a Wade Bowen song, but y'all's voices would do really, really cool thing together.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny you mentioned her because that is the person I've talked to before about doing a duet together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. It's been years ago. We were still working.
God, it can't be too long. She's a baby.
We were still working in Tyler, so probably 2023. Recording some songs up there,
That
and
kills me. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah,
we cut a track called "Blue" that my buddy Jordan Nix wrote, and
Love Jordan around here.
got to listening back to the mixes on that, and me again. I guess one of those road trip brainstorming activities. I was like, man, this would be super cool if the second verse was a chick singing the opposite of what I'm saying. And I did reach out to Juliana. I met her down at River Jam, probably 2022, somewhere in there, and she blew me away. She's amazing,
really good.
But we never put a plan together. One reason being about after that session was through, we were letting some people hear those tracks, and it was just kind of to the point where we needed to step our game up with our production value. With the songs we were putting out, we couldn't keep doing the same kind of level of production that we had done since 2020. And so we wanted to step the game up. We wanted to be better. We wanted our record to sound better. So we ended up going with a new producer for the album, which we can talk about. But all that to say, that kind of put a dampering on those sessions that we were doing. We quit even thinking about that stuff, and we started turning over here,
Looking
writing songs,
forward,
getting
trying
ready
to go ahead. Yeah.
go in this direction. So none of that stuff, all that stuff got kind of shelved, honestly.
Y'all should cut one. Just
I think you and Juliana definitely would sound great, and I'm a huge fan of duets. I think especially Ella Langley and Jamie Johnson did a cover of "Young Love."
Oh wow!
And the way they did it, they traded off the verses. Like when it's talking about the girls' part, she's Ella singing that, and then Tommy comes in and he starts singing Tommy's part. I was like, oh man, it's such a great way to do that.
Dude,
and,
I got to check that out. I've never heard it.
I think
he'll never listen to it.
Yeah, he'll be like 6 months from now. He's like, hey, what were you saying I should listen to?
I'm a huge fan of both of those people.
But yeah, a duet really I think sets things apart, and I think there should be more duets. Like 70s and the 80s, there were so many great duets, so many great people coming together and making
Ronnie
music.
Millsap, I
mean, Conway and George Jones, like they would always have duets with somebody.
Like
Yeah.
it's sad as I brag on this guy way more than I should on some level, but everybody's like, it's like, who's this Jagneaux guy? And I'm like, honestly, right now that I've heard, like you're the closest thing that we've heard probably to Keith Whitley in a long time, and I know that's hard to hear for a lot of people that have played sing, but that I truly think is like one of the most iconic voices ever, and it's like no one's ever going to be able to repeat that. But it's like
sure, yeah.
But that I do think that, and like you doing the Laurie song is like, all right, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, so it just hits even more. And people are like, I don't hear it, but when you did our show, that's why everybody came and was like, who in the hell is that guy?
Yeah.
And why haven't we known who he is? And I'm like, no, he's pretty phenomenal because.
And this is one of the things that we talk about with the Brazos Valley Live Music Association and BV Live. There's so many artists that live here, have gone to school here, tour through here, that are, in our estimation, underrated or undervalued. Yeah. And to me, to Jared, you're one of those guys that we hear you were like, everybody should know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Everybody should know who Molly McDonald is. Everybody should know who Juliana Rankin is. And our goal is to help promote guys like you, girls like them, and all the artists that are here, no matter the genre. Look, obviously I'm a country guy. That's what I like. But whoever sits right here, we want to share their stories. And Lucas, we appreciate you coming in and sharing some of your stories with us. And we can't wait to have you back. We can't wait to maybe next time you come through here, you'll have this new record out, and we can put one of those cool vinyls right over here.
I'm
on
gonna put our pitch
side.
in for the album
I
release.
sure hope so.
Yeah. We can find a way to do one, man. That would be amazing. But we appreciate you taking the time to come in.
Absolutely.
And hopefully between your drive from Bryan, Texas to where you heading off, New Braunfels, right?
Yeah. So we're heading down there for River Jam on Sunday.
Let's hope that conversation between here and there, you can go, what about this kind of a song? What should we do here?
Yeah.
And then you can now tell the story like, oh yeah, we wrote that coming from the Brazos Valley. That's right. Mark that off.
That's right. I'll be thinking.
They won't be that. They're going to be like, I'm going to hit Bass Trap, going to Buc-ee's. I got to go to Buc-ee's, and I'm going to hit another Buc-ee's over in New Braunfels. Like, oh, we're here.
Yeah, there we are.
Did we talk about music? Nope.
No. We were eating our beaver nuggets the whole way down.
Oh man,
I sweated my ass off at the Palace all night last night. Here we go.
It's getting cooler out there now.
I hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Lucas Jagneaux. This is the BVLive.com podcast. We appreciate you coming in. Any final words, any final thoughts that you want to give to the folks watching, listening right now?
Yeah, so if you've been a listener of mine already, thank you so much. If you're just finding out about me, be sure to keep your ears on the ground for the new album. That's about the next best thing I can say is coming up. Like I said, when we get that ready, we're going to be booking some tour dates and hopefully get out there and get that thing supported. So just be on the lookout.
And the people that haven't found you, where do they find you?
Oh yeah, lucasjagneaux.com is my main website, linked to everything else. But obviously, if you do your main searching on Facebook, we're on there, Lucas Jagneaux, Instagram, YouTube, got some music videos out, and try to post a few acoustic shots here and there every now and then. So
remind the non-Cajun people how you spell Jagneaux.
I was going to say, for those of us that don't speak, for those of them that don't speak fluent Farmer Fran from Waterboy,
which is crazy because, like you said, I'm considered a Yankee Louisianan. I live up north. Thanks, Grandpa. But JAG, Jag, and then NEAUX. No.
Go Tigers.
Jagneaux.
Love it.
I love it
Or
too
if you're
because
down south, they say Jagneaux.
Well,
Jagneaux.
honestly, my favorite stickers you guys ever have is the JAG-NO. Love it.
ladies and gentlemen, that is Lucas Jagneaux. I am Adam Drake and JerrodLane for the BVLive.com podcast. Go online right now to BVLive.com and find a whole list of concerts that are available right here in the Brazos Valley. A lot of them absolutely free. We've also got articles. We've got artist highlights, or maybe you're looking for the next cool venue that you're wanting to go check out these concerts. We've got all those online at BVLive.com. Go and find your show.